Alright y'all, so we're going to jump right into this tutorial. I'm going to start off by fully saturating my client's hair, combing it all the way through, getting rid of all the knots and kinks, and making sure that the hair is fully wet before we start our scissor work. A good rule of thumb is to identify any cowlicks while you're doing this process of combing through the hair, just so you're aware while you're doing your haircut. So now we're just going to be taking a horseshoe parting around the head. A horseshoe parting starts from the recession point of each side of your client's head, and you're taking that and continuing that all the way around the head in a horseshoe shape. What I should have done was have my clips on me, but they were kind of sitting on my station, so it was a little bit inefficient in terms of grabbing them, but you know what, we're gonna still make it work. So yeah, like I said, I'm just clipping up the hair, making sure that that horseshoe parting is nice and clean and even. And now we're gonna move on to the scissor portion. So now what I'm actually doing is I'm creating almost like a guideline for where I want my scissor work to stop or start, depending on how you're looking at it. And this is going to be that point where I'm going to fade into that length with my clippers. So right now I'm just setting that up. This is almost like a form of block graduation. And yeah, we're just cleaning up this area with the scissors, and then we're going to be fading into that very shortly. Now we're taking a section right down the middle, and we're going to use this to do some block graduation. So we're going to blend that into the area that we actually just created, and that is going to be the point in which the top blends in with the sides. And I'm just taking that guide and I'm moving it along from the back all the way to the front of the head. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Moving from the back, using that section from before as my guideline, and then moving that across the head. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the top and match it to the sides. Here I'm actually doing point cutting to give it a nice textured look. If you cut straight across, you'll still get an even cut, or you may get a more even cut, but the cut will be a little bit blunt, and that's not what my client's looking for. My client is looking for a much more soft and textured look, especially when he styles it. So point cutting it will give you that ability to have some more movement in the haircut. So now I finished one side, and I'm going on to the right side of my client's head, and I am again matching the sides to the middle portion of my client's head. Point cutting as usual, taking that all the way to the back of my client's head. And now I'm just checking the perimeter, or you could say the fringe. And here I am again just matching it, making sure that everything is even, but we're going for more of a slightly pointed look in the front, where it's just a tad bit longer. So that's how you see that I'm angling my fingers in order to get that result. Just double checking, making sure that everything is even. Now it's even and it's good to go. Now I'm just using one of my favorite products called Beach Balm, and once I diffuse my client's hair, this product will really bring out a lot of volume and texture, and that's going to be exactly what my client's looking for, especially when it comes to getting that nice style for his burst fade. So I'm just making sure that that product is worked all the way through the hair before I start blow drying. Now we're gonna grab that diffuser. I usually like to set my diffuser on medium heat and start scrunching, working my way through. I like to use medium heat because sometimes I find high heat is just too much, and you don't really want to make the blow drying experience uncomfortable for your clients where they're feeling like their scalp is being burnt. And then also too much heat isn't really even that great for the hair. One thing that's nice is that the Beach Balm kind of acts a little bit like a protectant for the hair because it's coated onto the hair, so you don't have to worry about burning the hair as much, but you still want to make sure that you're being careful. So for me, medium heat is definitely one of my favorite settings. Again, here just scrunching the hair, getting that nice fluffy full look. Making sure that the hair is about 95 to 99% dry. Now we can jump in onto the sides with our fading process. Again, this is going to be a burst fade, so I'm going all the way around the ear in that semicircle fashion, and that's going to be my initial guideline. Balding out around. Now I'm jumping in with my clipper, going in with the lever open, and that lever open is going to be my initial guideline. Or I should say second guideline. Now we're going in with a 2 guard open. And that 2 guard open will be my final guideline. And then from there, we'll start working some clipper over comb and fading down. Like I said, we're going to go in with that clipper over comb, blending our clipper work right into the top, using our clipper comb on an angle, fading into it, trying our best to get that seamless blend between the 2 guard and the bulk up top. So why I actually switched to a different comb here is I like using a finer comb, and that will actually allow me to get a little bit tighter with my clipper over comb. That way I don't have to move on to other guards. So now that that's finished, I'm going to go in here with my 1 guard open, blending right into the 2 guard open. Now we're going in with the 1 guard closed, softening up that middle line, and that middle line is practically gone. Here, just softening it up. Now we're going in with that 0 guard, and that 0 guard close is going to be able to take out that middle line completely, and then from there we can work on taking out the bottom line. So the bottom line here, we're going in with the lever closed and we're nudging that line upward. We'll start off closed, now we're halfway, and we're just nudging up this fade ever so slightly. Now going in fully open, and this should take out the line completely. Now we're just doing a little bit of detail work, going in with the lever closed, throwing back on the half guard, just making sure that that blend is nice and seamless, and we're not leaving any lines in the fade. Now I'm going to quickly line up my client's C cup, making sure that we have that nice strong Chicago C. once that's finished, we can move on to the other side. Okay, so now we're moving on to the other side, doing the same thing on the other side here, and we're going with that half semicircle initial baud line, and then from there all of our guidelines will follow the same shape. So now again, we're going in with the lever open. And with the lever open, we're going to be going up about an inch, by the way. I like to make sure that all my guidelines are about an inch wide and they're all symmetrical in terms of shape and in terms of direction. And what I mean by direction is how I essentially draw in my guidelines. So again, now here we're going in with the 2 guard open, following our guideline from below. Again, this is going to be our last guideline before we start moving on to clipper over comb. Now we're going in with clipper over comb, like I said, and we're just fading that 2 guard right into the length above. Using a smaller comb like this and clipper over comb can be a little bit more challenging, but it definitely allows you to get into those tight spots. And as I always say, clipper over comb is one of the most underrated skills and will definitely help to speed up your process. So now we're just blending right into that 2 guard open with our 1 guard open. Trying to get a seamless blend. Now we're going in 1 guard close, doing our best to take out that middle line without creating another line. Now we're jumping in with that 0.5 guard or our 0 guard, and we're taking out that middle line completely. And we'll still do a little bit of lever play here where we open and close it as needed to ensure that we have a nice smooth blend. Now to take out the bottom line, we're going in with the lever closed. Just nudging up the line. Now we're going in halfway, nudging the line some more, and then fully open to take the line out completely. And then, like I said, this is the part where I like to do some more detail work. So I'm just going to throw on that 0.5 guard again and just start detailing the fade so that we make it that much more seamless. Again, here throwing in that 1 guard, and we are just smoothing out the blend as much as we can. Now we're going in with our trimmers and we're creating that nice C cup on the other side, making sure we get a nice sharp line without pushing our client back. Then finally, we go in and we just start shaping up the back. We're going in here with more of a rounded shape to the back. It kind of comes to a slight V, but I didn't want to make the V too pronounced with this haircut, so it's more of an oval shape, slightly pointed, but not too drastic. The key when you're lining up the back like this and ensuring symmetry is just make sure you're looking at your mirrors and you are really doing your best effort to match both sides. Take your time, comb the hair down, and make sure that when you're looking in the mirror, both sides are equal. Now, one of my favorite parts of detailing my haircuts at the end is going in with some scissor over comb, and the scissor over comb portion is just ensuring that the scissor work portion of the haircut is also seamless. You know, it's one thing to have a blurry blend, but you also want to ensure that when the hair is falling, it falls in a very nice and smooth way where there's not any bulky areas or worse, hair that just completely flops over. Here I'm just detailing that line just a little bit more. And then now I'm just doing a little bit of trimmer over comb here, and the trimmer over comb is actually going to allow me to really tighten up the scissor work to the fade a little bit more. And you can see here I'm actually just retouching all the lines, going over my work, just being as thorough as I possibly can. Now we're going in with the balder, and usually I'll go in with the balder first, but today I just felt like doing it at the end. And the balder here, we're just cleaning up the face and a little bit of the fade, just to ensure the fade pops a bit more. Now we finish up with the razor. The razor is going to allow that crispy effect on the lineup without pushing him back, and ensuring that we keep that line natural, guys. Same thing on the other side here. We're just making sure that we're keeping that line as natural as possible, but ensuring that it's sharp and it's crisp. Okay, so now we're going in with a little bit of our matte paste, working this through, scrunching it into the hair, and this is just going to give us that final look where the hair is roughed up, looking just a little bit more volumized and textured. This is definitely one of my favorite texture pastes as well. I'm using Statement texture paste, and it's actually called matte paste, but it has a really nice effect, as you can see here. So now I'm just cleaning up my client's neck, making sure that he's all clean and we don't leave any leftover hairs there. Using the blow dryer to blow away any of the hair that's coming off of our client's face, neck, and skin, and that's just going to ensure that there's less hair in his shirt. Alright, YouTube, this is the cut. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys like it. If you do, I would love for you to please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna see you on the next one.